2021 is here, and it's time. It's finally time for 2021 because 2020 sucked. So, I have been making some changes of my own for 2021. Stuff that, I just realized my seat is like really close to the front. That's why it's uncomfortable. Sorry, distracted. I didn't make many videos in 2020. I didn't really hardly do anything. And I found myself so busy with my business, and then when I wasn't doing that, I was working for Enterprise. And the whole thing was just a lot. And I didn't get much done last year. I got a lot done, just not for YouTube or any of that. So this year, I'm going to try to change that, and I've started this year off by quitting my job. I no longer work for Enterprise. My business has just taken off, and it's really becoming a lot. I mean, it's a full-time job. So, working for Enterprise was just no longer in my time allotment, I guess. So yeah. So that's the first big change that we've done so far. Quit the job. Done and over. And you know what? I don't have any debt. I don't have any bills. I got money in the bank. So I'm not real bad worried about having a job. My biggest thing was I needed that job security. I needed to know that if something happened, I would still have a job to go to. And that was the hardest thing for me to do, was quit that job. And, but I set some personal goals. I wanted to get my car paid off. I did it. Wanted to get a new truck. I've got it. And I wanted to have a certain amount of money in the bank that would be comfortable, that would probably help me for the next 3 years. If I can live on just that for 3 years, then I'm where I need to be. I don't need a job. So that's what I did, and that's where I'm at. So yeah, left the job. A lot happened in 2020. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things. I actually paid my car off and bought the truck both in 2020. I feel like quitting my job was a good thing. I did that December 28th, so technically that was 2020. I enjoyed the job so much, and I liked the people that I worked with, but right toward the end, I started having problems with HR, and HR is off-site. They do not work at our location. They do not know anyone in our location. They don't do anything, and they became an issue for me. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I have enough going on right now, and I make enough money not being here. And my truck is another thing. I've got 9,200 miles on it. Most of that is from going to work because it's a 90-mile-a-day drive. And no, I just don't need that. So yeah, I left. Let's talk about the issues with HR. So, at the beginning of January, my grandma passed away. And she has been fighting lung cancer for 3 years now. I mean, she's probably had it longer. We found out 3 years ago. Stage 4. I mean, there was no coming back from that, and we knew that. But she took chemo, and she fought it, and it was, it bought her time, basically. And that was one of my biggest things, was like, although I worked, I took her to chemo every week, and that was my job, and no one else did it. And so, yeah. But when things started going downhill, I noticed, and I was like, look, I'm going to take some time off work. I need 2 weeks. And this was the week before Thanksgiving and then the week after. And then the following week, I took off again. Yeah, the following week was December 6th. That's when she passed away. So I just called in that day. And then when you have a death in the family, you're entitled to bereavement pay. And I wasn't even really aware of that. But so the week after, I asked for the bereavement pay. And that's when HR had to get involved to actually set that up for me. And when they did, they started giving me a hard time. Well, you've already missed 3 weeks. What's up with that? Are we just going to have to let you go? And I'm just like, oh, okay, here we go. And I'm like, look, if you would have talked to my manager, who I asked for the time off and was approved, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But you're too stupid. You just want to message me, text message, by the way, text message me this bullcrap without doing your job. So yeah, no, I was pissed. I told him that he needed to learn how to do his job and then do it. And I fully expected to be fired when I came back. But nothing more was said and nothing more was done about that. I ended up getting the bereavement pay. I ended up getting my PTO, because I'd cashed in all my PTO for, the 3 weeks that I had taken off prior. And no question, no fuss, no muss. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So when I get my paycheck 2 weeks later, I noticed that it is 6 hours short off of my PTO. And I'm like, I've had this problem before. They have a big problem of actually wanting to pay people for, their time off. And last time it was a problem, I could never get anyone to help me. I could never get it solved. What we ended up doing, and I'll probably get someone fired for this, so I'm sorry, but what we ended up doing is my direct manager had me clock in one day when I wasn't there for 6 hours to get paid for time that I should have gotten paid for that they would never pay me. So this time around, I was like, you know what? I've got a lot going on. I got a lot of just going on, and I don't have time for this. So I put in a 2 weeks notice, and I told them, look, January 4th, I'm quitting. I'll be done January 4th. There's your notice. Have a good day. Everyone was very supportive. They knew about my other adventures, my online money-making opportunities. They, very supportive in it, letting me know, they appreciated me being there and wished me luck in the future. It went well. Now, everyone, I mean, my direct managers, people I worked with, not HR, because HR hasn't reached out to begin with. I've not heard from them since I told them to learn how to do their job. So, fast forward, last week, they called and said they wanted me to go get a coronavirus test. I've had 2. I don't like it. I don't have symptoms. I don't have the coronavirus. So I politely declined. And I said, you know what? We'll just call today my last day. And it'll be done. I won't work that final week that you wanted me to work. So that's what we did. I called it quits. When I quit Walmart, I hated Walmart so bad. It was a weight off my shoulders. I could physically feel better about not having to go back, and it was amazing. And in this case, I don't know. Sorry, I'm adjusting my phone. In this case, I don't know, because I really liked my job. I liked everyone I worked with. It was a very easy job, and I got paid to do basically nothing, and I liked that. But yeah. There's not a weight off my shoulders to so to speak. But sorry, I'm playing with a diesel. Sorry. It wasn't so much a weight off my shoulders as it was just kind of happy that I know I don't have to deal with that crap anymore. And the job wasn't bad. It was strictly HR. It was strictly people who don't even work where we work and know anything about us trying to give us a hard time. And they did it multiple times. I mean, I've dealt with quite a bit in the past few years working there. One of the biggest issues I had was, we rent cars. That's what we do. And they would do these random little audits where they would go through like everything you've done for the past month and say, well, why did you do this? Or why did you do it that way? Why did you make my beeper go off? I don't know. So, it's just, why can't you just leave us alone? We know what we're doing. And we obviously do it good. We were the #1 airport in the nation last year. We received a big trophy for it. I ran a place called Signature, which is a private airport, Signature Flight Support, and that was what I did. And I was one of 2 people who did that, and we maintained 100% customer satisfaction 3 months in a row. That has never been done in the history of Enterprise. No location has ever gotten 100% 3 months in a row. No location has ever gotten 100% 2 months in a row. So we even had the freaking vice president of the company fly in to meet us, because he's like, wow, what are you guys doing? But they want to audit us, and they want to say, well, how come you did this? Why did you give this lady $10 off? Well, because go fuck you, that's why. So yeah, we've had issues in the past. But for the most part, you know, I've always had this attitude about me that's like, I don't need this job, so I really don't give a crap. Like, come at me, fire me, I dare you. And that attitude has really helped me to tolerate the job up until this point. I mean, every little stupid thing that would come up that, you know, would typically piss you off, in this case, it was like, I don't care, fire me, you know? I really don't need this job. So, knowing I'm not having to deal with that anymore is definitely a relief. But the day-to-day aspect of the job was not bad. And that's the thing. It's just like Walmart. I mean, the day-to-day aspect of that job sucked. And then HR and management were all just out to get you, it seemed. So it was even worse. In this case, management was on my side. For the most part, everybody was on my side. The day-to-day was stupid easy and tolerable, but it was HR that ended up becoming an issue. We had multiple run-ins with HR, and I don't understand why, because they're supposed to be there to help you. They're supposed to be your lifeline to the company. No. And in some cases, we had, I used to do vehicle reviews of Escalades and Navigators and, the nicest ones in our fleet, because, hey, why not? I never damaged a vehicle. I never had a problem. I'm a good driver. Knock on some glass, because just in case. So, but, I never had an issue, and it all went really well. And it gave them exposure, because I showed off cars that you would never have thought we would have had at such a small airport. I drove a BMW 740i, and people were like, you guys have those? Yeah, we got those. So, it helped everybody. But it wasn't so much, let me be clear, it wasn't the fact that I was making videos. It was the fact that I was driving those vehicles. Because as an employee, you are fully insured by the company. They cover you to drive any vehicle in their fleet. And so when you rent a vehicle, you have full insurance by the company. You don't have to carry your own insurance. You don't even have to have insurance. You don't have to do anything. The company covers you 100%. And I guess the issue is I'm driving a $100,000 car on their insurance. I never had an issue, like I said, never wrecked one, never scratched one, never a problem. But I guess they see their potential losses there if something did happen. So they were upset over the fact that I was renting extremely nice vehicles, and basically wanted me to get in my place as a peasant, because I am not executive in the company. I mean, that's the best way I can explain it. So once again, this video turned into why I quit Enterprise. That's cool. So without going on, because we're at 14 minutes, holy geez. So I'm going to try to do more this year. I'm going to try to come on here and make more videos. And even if they're like this, and I'm sorry, this kind of sucks, but maybe you enjoy hearing my rambling. So, definitely going to try to do more this year. And, I don't know what, this year is the year, as long as everything stays the way it is right now, because right now I'm doing really good financially. Everything else is really good right now. And, so if it stays this way, I intend to do some traveling. And if I travel, then, I'll obviously I'll make some videos about it. So, all right, well, I'm gonna go do this now. Okay, bye.